Thank you very much for joining us today at RugFreeHouse. I am your host, Rocket, and today's guest is the team behind SoCal Token. The AMA will be in three phases. First, I'd like for them to introduce themselves and tell us about the project, including utilities and future plans. I'll ask questions and then open it up for the community to ask questions as well. Now, community members, if you're looking to ask a question, just raise your hand. I will unmute you, and you'd have to unmute yourself. You'll be able to ask your question. So at this time, can I have Robert go ahead and introduce himself, let us know a bit about the team, and tell us about the project. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think Daniel did join as well also. I'll go ahead and start. So my name is Robert. I'm the CTO and one of the founders of SoCal Token. I'm from here in San Diego. I've been in the crypto space for maybe 4 or 5 years now, predominantly as an investor. I've given a hand with some other people just kind of in the background and other projects, kind of just building my networking throughout this community. Daniel is the CEO of the project. He's one of my best friends actually in real life. He is here in San Diego as well. He has an extensive background in crypto as well. We've kind of been in this space together for a couple of years now. Our buddy Tim is also part of the core team. He is in San Diego as well. He is helping out with a lot of the social media stuff, a lot of the back end stuff with running all of our groups, and a bunch of other stuff as well. We have Finn, who is on our team as a lead consultant. He has a ton of experience here in the crypto space. He was one of the co-founders of MetaRuffy. He's been also involved in some other really big projects. So a lot of people probably know who he is. He is now one of our core team members as well. We also have 2 other core members here in San Diego, Dana and Bridget. They are our account executives and accountants. They take care of all of our legal stuff, all of our accounting on the back end. We have DJ Crypto Jesus. He is another one of our project advisors. He was also part of the MetaRuffy team and has extensive experience in networking just throughout the crypto community. Dwayne is also one of our big people on the core team. He's kind of our lead of director of investor relations. He is the one who's managing kind of, taking care of our VIP group, managing all the whales. We do have a lot of serious investors that are looking at this project that are going to be putting in money. So he's kind of coordinating and running all that. And our developer for our smart contracts is Devin. He's been involved in multiple other crypto projects as well. We have a wealth of experience on this team. And then our final core team member is Neil frickin' Diamond Hands. And he was also part of the MetaRuffy team. He's just amazing. He's the one who designed our NFT collection. I'll be sharing some sneak peeks with you guys today. He did a bunch of the stuff for MetaRuffy. He helps us out with all our design. He did all of the game sound in MetaRuffy as well. He will be helping with all of our in-game sound, all of our creative. He's really awesome when it comes to anything artistic. A lot of people in the space probably know him. And as the time goes by, I'm pretty sure a lot more people will, because his name's going to get out there, and he's an awesome artist.
That's awesome.
So what do we want to jump into next? That kind of covers the teams.
Yeah, let us know about the project. Where did it start from? Where did you guys get the idea from? What are you trying to do? And what are some of your short-term, mid-term, long-term goals with the project? We can start there.
Absolutely. So SoCal Token was kind of formed, between a group of friends, Tim, Daniel, and I. We've been invested in projects for quite a while together. As I'm sure we all know, there's always a lot of problems you run into with projects, and we kind of just got together and came up with the idea, like, hey, with all the knowledge that we have in this space, we need to start our own project. We're all here from Southern California. Southern California it's gotten worldwide recognition. Everyone knows Southern California, Hollywood, all the sports down here, all the sports teams. it's just something that's instantly recognized worldwide. And as far as I know, we are the first region-based token. So we're kind of breaking the ground on that, which we think is also a huge thing. Obviously, the first time, or when you have the chance to be the first of anything, you're ahead of the game in that aspect. So we think that that's going to give us a cutting-edge advantage in those things. Along with that, what we really want to tap into is that old 90s retro vibe, which is huge. Everybody loves that. It's nostalgic. It brings you back to that feeling. Our play to earn surfing game is going to actually be designed in 16-bit, retro Super Nintendo graphics. And that's kind of the, branding and design we have behind a lot of stuff in our project. So I'll kind of jump into the plans for the game. What we're doing is a play to earn surfing game. And in that game, we plan to have different modes. We're going to have a competition mode where basically it's kind of like a story where you go through different levels. You're able to accumulate tokens as you go through that game. We're going to have a head-to-head battle mode where you're able to say you and your buddy are both logged in there. And one of you wants to wager, 1 million SCT tokens against your other friend. And then whoever wins that surfing competition takes all the tokens. We're also going to be running probably weekly, daily, and then surprise pop-up tournaments or competitions where it will be a pooled prize, and then there'll be an entry fee to enter in there, and then there'll probably be a top prize for first, second, and third place. So those will be taking place over different wave breaks. We're going to have it set up to where you have surf maybe in Huntington Beach in Australia, so you'll have different wave breaks that you're able to surf. So that's something that we think is going to be really exciting. We're also going to have kind of it's not really a marketplace, but it's going to be a section in the game where you can have different skins, different tattoos, different hats, different sunglasses, different surfboards. And the cool thing is that we plan on doing all those as separate NFTs. So all those will kind of be interchangeable. We want to have that to where you can utilize those and use those in the game. And one of the utilities for the NFTs is actually going to be in the game as well. When you hold one of our collections, which I'll get into in more detail later, it's going to give you huge utility in the game. If you're a holder of one of those NFTs, you're going to have free access to those competitions. You're going to have access to different skins, surfboards and things that no one else has access to. So that's going to provide a really good utility for the holders there, and it's going to create more value for those as well.
Okay.
Let's jump into here. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, and I was gonna ask. You said okay, so when someone plays the game, you have to wager your tokens, and then once you'll have a maybe a tournament type style where there's a pool of tokens. Is there any other way to earn tokens, or you have to go against someone, wager your own tokens?
That's what there'll be 3 different campaign modes. There'll be a campaign mode or a story mode, which would be the video game, right? Where you go through different levels and maybe there's a boss at the end of the level that you have to face, and you'll be able to accumulate tokens as you go through those levels. Maybe there's tokens you're surfing through that you're collecting. So those you'll be able to collect just by playing the game. The head-to-head or battle mode will be a completely separate section of the game. When you're in the menu, you'll be able to select which one of those storylines that you want to play on.
Yeah.
And then there'll be the competition mode as well, which will be held weekly, monthly, and probably we'll just be doing surprise pop-up ones on a day-to-day basis as well. And those are the ones that'll have the combined pool.
How far are you guys in the development of the game?
We're working with the game developers right now to get all that going. We're hoping to have a demo out not too long after launch. With that kind of stuff, it's really hard to pin down a date. And one of our big things is not making promises that we don't deliver on, because as an investor, we've been in so many projects where people promise things and then can't deliver it. So we want to always be open and transparent with our community about where things are at in the development stage and give realistic timelines and goals. So as we progress through that development phase, we will continue to release information and updates on where everything's at. And I think that that's the best approach for everyone, for us, for the investors, so that everyone involved has a clear understanding of where everything's at.
Yeah. And what's the budget for something like that?
The budget that we have set aside for the game right now is 75,000, and if we need to put up more, then sometimes there's with any kind of development things come up, but that's what we think is going to be enough to take care of everything right now.
Okay. Have you all raised any private sale funding?
We did. We did a seed and private sale of 400 BNB that we sold out in 2 weeks with zero marketing. That was done 100% organically through our
Okay.
group.
Okay. Are
We
those
actually we actually received so many funds that we had to shut it down. It actually came out to a total of 429 because BNB just kept coming in and kept coming in. We finally had to tell people like, please do not send any more. So
yeah,
so it
that's
actually
that's a good problem to have, right? When you have more people
exactly right,
wanting to contribute.
especially in this
Yeah.
market. It's still on a daily basis. We get so many messages. Please, man, can we get in the private? Like pre-sales coming up, guys. Like that's where you got to
Yeah.
get in.
Right. And for
We would
those
we would
pre
love to let everybody in, but unfortunately, with the designation of our metrics and tokenomics, it's just it's not possible.
yeah, yeah. And a lot of times with private sale and seed sale investors, they have a percentage more than on launch or pre-sale. Is it 50% more, 75%
No,
more, 20%?
that's actually the really cool thing is we didn't want to make it so unfair for people that were in the private. We wanted to give them an advantage, obviously, for being in the private portion of it.
Uh-huh.
But for private and seed sale investors, they're receiving 35 million SCT per BNB. The
Okay.
pre-sale rate is only 33 million SCT per BNB. So there's not a huge difference at all. It's only 2 million tokens difference between the private and the pre-sale.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. And so I take it that those tokens aren't vested at all because there's not a big discrepancy between private sale and pre-sale tokens, right?
There's no vesting on private and pre-sale. Aside from that, on the private, 80% of that is honestly friends and family of ours. Like I said, we did zero marketing for that. When
Okay.
we finished selling out our private sale, we probably still had less than 500 people in our Telegram group.
Okay.
We did that
Awesome.
really organically. We have a lot of friends and family members that are invested that have never invested in crypto. Another thing we'll touch on later is the crypto education classes we do. But a large portion of those people we had to walk through individually one by one and actually how to set up wallets, how to purchase BNB, then how to send that to another wallet. So we have a lot of people that are in those phases of investment that are going to be long-term investors,
Okay. Awesome.
which is great because there's obviously there's going to be sales. At the end of the day, all of us are here to make money, right? So
Right.
people are going to take profits, and that's what we're all here for. That's what it's supposed to be about. And we want people to have control over their tokens. I've been in projects where they hold your tokens hostage, and I don't think that that's right. So I think everyone should have the ability to buy or sell the tokens that they own whenever they want.
Okay. Yeah, and a lot of times some projects when they launch, they'll raise the sale tax for maybe an
That's
hour
not
or
going to
two
happen.
hours. That's not going to happen
Nope.
either. Okay.
Our taxes will stay at 10 and 12%. And the only time that those would ever change is way down the road if we're looking to get on a major exchange if we were to eliminate taxes. They won't be going up though.
Yeah. And what type of exchanges were you all thinking of getting on? Have you all discussed that at all?
We have. So the first exchange we're going to be looking to list on is going to be Bitmart.
Okay.
And we're targeting to have that done in the first 1 to 2 months at the most.
Okay. That's good. So how far are you along in the roadmap?
So as far as the roadmap goes, we've pretty much completed everything on phase one. All the research and development's done. Our temporary website's done. We're actually having our custom website, which will have the DApp and NFT marketplace, that will be done, complete, and live at launch. All of our smart contracts are done, the staking contract, the NFT contract, our token contract, obviously, because it's already deployed. Our first NFT collection is already completely developed and ready. We're already working on getting the game development started. Our weekly crypto education classes have started. This next one here, this is huge, Form Company. Now, we are actually establishing an LLC here in the United States behind SoCal Token. That has actually already been filed. We are waiting for the for the document confirming the formation, and we will have that before the end of the week before launch. So before this token launches, it will actually have a real LLC formed behind it here in the United States. It's a public document. I mean, you can't really get more docs than that.
Yeah, that's true. That shows the seriousness of the project and the thought of having this project long term. So give me some examples of how this token is different from others. There's a lot of P2E games that come out. Some are semi-successful and some aren't. What gives you the confidence that this project will be successful for long term?
I think our vision and our dedication to the project. I think that's what's going to take us to the next level. This team that we have behind this project is amazing. I think a lot of the reason that other projects, I don't want to spend too much time on other projects, but they develop a game and that's it. The game stops, people get tired of it, the project goes away. If you look through our roadmap, we don't stop. We want to get this game developed. This game is going to lead into a metaverse project. We want to develop the Caliverse. We want to develop more games in there. We want to take advantage of the entire everything that's Southern California, the waves, the palm trees, the action sports. There's no end. We don't want to take this to $100 million company, $250 million company. This is going to be $1 billion project. And we have the vision, the drive, and the determination to take it there. Everything that we've already set up from the beginning in the background is laying the foundation for that. Setting up the LLCs, having accountants. We have lawyers that have set up all our stuff and reviewed it. We're not doing this for a couple months project. We're looking at years. We're looking at being here permanently and setting something up that's going to be lasting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you're launching this on the BSC network or ETH?
On BSC, correct.
BSC. Okay. And that's obvious because of the fees. It's lower on the fees for the BSC. But in the BSC, almost every investor holds a token for the short term without understanding the long-term value of the token. So how can you ensure for us that holding this token is more beneficial for the long term?
Well, I think that just watching as the project progresses, it's going to speak for itself. A lot of projects have that initial pump right at launch, boom, people sell, and then that's it. There's nothing else behind it. As I said, we have a lot of serious investors that are going to be continuing to pump money into this project. And instead of seeing a pump, dump, and then a die, obviously there's going to be a sell at launch, but you're going to see this project continue to develop things, continue to release things, continue to keep the community engaged. And we're going to continue to drive this project up and up and up. And really, the potential is endless and where we can go with this.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Can you list 3 features of the project that makes it ahead of its competitors?
3 features.
Yes.
I think the team, number one, is what sets us apart. I think that our community, we have an amazing community behind us. And really, what is a project without its community, right?
Right, exactly. It's very important.
And the third thing, it kind of ties into the team, but I really think it's the vision behind the project. I think it's our ability to see where we want to take this project. We don't look at it like a couple month projects. We have ambitions, like I said, to be $1 billion project. I'm sure most people that launch projects wish for that, but we don't just wish for that. We truly believe that we're taking this project to that level, through every bit of our body.
Yeah. What is the plan to increase the demand and scarcity of the token?
So we do have burns that are going to be dedicated. We're actually going to be, over the first 2 months, burning 10% of the total supply. So that will be held. We're going to kind of do it like fun events in the community. We're going to be burning 2.5 billion tokens at a time, whether we're doing those weekly or every other weekly. But within the first 2 months, those will be 10% of the supply will be completely gone. We also have 1% in the tokenomics dedicated to burn. That's not a manual burn. That's actually built into the contract, which anyone can look and see. Those go directly to the BSC null address. So those are automatically removed from the supply.
Okay. And this 10% that you were speaking of, are those tokens that are just unlocked tokens that's sitting in the dev wallet, or would those tokens be from buyback and burn, from buybacks?
Yeah, those tokens are already there. So we locked a big chunk of the rest of the supply with Pink Sale.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have those tokens set aside in the wallet. But like I said, we'll be hosting those live in our group so that everyone can see it happen. It'll all be easy to watch on BSC scan so that everyone knows that it's legit. Because I know a lot of companies say that they're running burn wallets, and really they have control of those wallets.
Right. And one of the things,
we're full about transparency and being honest with everyone, letting everyone see what's going on, not just telling them what's going on.
Okay, that's good. So the burns is more for hype and excitement versus actually affecting the price of the token when you have tokens that's already outside that's not paired to BNB. So it's good that you all are doing that.
Yeah, it's a long-term thing, because right when you're newer in the first couple of months, is burning a bunch of tokens going to just drive the price up immediately? Of course not. But once this project is 6 months old and we've sold so many more tokens through exchanges and we're on 10 different exchanges, then when you get to that point and you start getting a shock demand because the total supply has been reduced and the amount of tokens that are available, then you will start to see a big impact on the price from those burns. But you're absolutely correct. Initially, it's more of just kind of like a fun community thing, but it does have long-term implications on how it will benefit the project.
Yeah, that's awesome. What kind of partnerships can we expect from SoCal in the future? And can you give us some examples of how these partnerships could leverage SoCal?
Absolutely. So as we've covered, we're starting with a play-to-earn surfing game. We're going to be looking at sponsoring some professional surfers. The first one that we're looking at is actually a Southern California surfer. Her name's Tia Blanca. She won the gold medal in the X Games for surfing for women's. There's a couple other surfers from Southern California we're looking at as well. But I mean, like I said, we have big plans. We want to be trying to partnership with Billabong, Quicksilver. We think that these types of partnerships will just bring so much recognition, not only to our project, but to the crypto space. These are mainline companies, and there's so many people out there that have heard of crypto, right? But they're just, they've never actually taken the time to take that first step and get in there. So we think that branding with those kind of companies and getting those types of sponsorships will actually create a whole new influx of new crypto investors for us. By tapping into that action sports, that Southern California theme, we plan to just really, really, really push that out there and maximize that to bring in new investors.
Okay.
We're actually in talks right now with a local radio station here, Rock 105.3, which is an iHeart radio station, and we're trying to finalize a deal with them to do an on-air segment, as well as a podcast, and do it completely about crypto, about our project. And we're hoping that when we start doing our charity beach cleanup events, which we can talk more about later, that we're going to have them come out there and kind of host those with us.
Awesome.
And their target audience is over 150 million people, by the way, in their podcast, iHeartRadio. So that's an insane amount of people that you can reach through those.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. Can you talk a bit about the education portion of it? How you all will be educating new crypto investors? I mean, you're doing the podcast, and that's going to reach a lot of people that are non-crypto enthusiasts or whatever. So, can you talk a bit more about the education part that you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, we can jump into that. That's in the ecosystem we have going here. So what we're doing is we're offering weekly crypto education classes to all of our holders. Those are held every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we cover a variety of topics. Like, we've already started them. They started 3 weeks ago. We've started real basic. What is a trust wallet? How do you set up a trust wallet? What's Binance? What's the difference between a central exchange and a decentralized exchange? What is a blockchain? And we kind of go through all those different topics. What is coin market cap? And as we progress, obviously, we're going to be getting a little bit more in depth into the thing. And we're hoping that, once we kind of cover the bulk of the foundation of that stuff, that we can start, working with the community and getting feedback from them. Hey guys, what do you want to learn about this next week? And then collectively as a community, they tell us something that they would like to learn about. We'll put together a class specifically for that, and then we'll hold that class the next week.
Awesome. Now, speaking of the community, do token holders have the right to participate in the governance of the project?
As far as,
if ideas, hey, we like to see this, we like for you to
100%. Like I said, we're firm believers that our project is the community, and our community is the project. Like, we are 100% about ideas that the community has and taking those into effect. And obviously we can't implement every idea that everyone has, but absolutely 100% we are open to feedback from our community and moving forward and things that we feel would be best for the project.
Yeah, that's important. Community engagement and getting the community involved is extremely important. I see quite a few.
I mean, it's 100%.
Yeah. I see quite a few hands up now. And we'll open it up for the community to ask questions in just a bit. Is there anything else you wanted to go over before? Because I was starting to cut you off and ask questions while you were going over the project and everything like that. So is there anything else you wanted to go over?
There's a few other things I'd like to touch on. So part of the other ecosystem that we're going to be doing, we're also going to be offering weekly sound bath, Magic Mini sound bath. I'm not sure how many people are familiar with that, but it's really amazing. It's kind of like a meditative experience with sound therapy that's generated through crystal bowls. And those will be held weekly for our investors as well. It's an amazing experience, and I highly recommend for everyone to take part of that. Another service we will also offer is the Higher Vibes Yoga. That is another weekly class that will be available to all holders. They're able to participate that, and it's a free weekly yoga class that they're able to take advantage of as well. Now this part right here, our staking, this is kind of what's really exciting. We're really proud of this. We think it's very innovative. We've created a staking model that is very original. No one has done anything like this before. And I think it's going to be really exciting for the community. Now, the way that we're doing this, so the first 500 people that stake are going to have the option for a 30-day lock or a 60-day lock. On the 30-day lock, you're going to get 150% APY. The 60-day lock will be 300% APY. The next 750 people will receive the same options, 30 or 60-day lock, but it will be at 100% APY and 150% APY. The next 1,000 after that will get 75% for 30 days and 100% for 60 days. And then everyone after that in the final staking protocol will be at 50% APY for a 30-day lock, and that's until we reach 100 million market cap, at which point it will be reassessed, and obviously we'll share that with the community before any changes are made. And the staking is going to go live the day after launch. So we have pre-sale June 18th at 1 p.m. That will be sold out in seconds, and we plan to launch 1 hour after that, so roughly about 2 p.m. Pacific time, which is 21 UTC on Saturday. Staking will go live the following day on Saturday. So you've got to be ready, take advantage of these, because those slots are going to fill up really quick. And you definitely want to be one of the first 500 people. And the cool thing about staking, I'm actually going to share some sneak peeks I have of our marketplace to show how it works. But just to give people an idea, so when you stake your tokens, you're going to receive the APY and the native token. You're also still going to accumulate your USDT rewards. I'll kind of go over that as well in the tokenomics, how the breakdown of the taxes work. And while your tokens are staked, you are still able to claim your USDT at any time throughout that staking period. Just the native tokens, you're able to claim those once your lock period ends.
Awesome.
Let's see here. I wanted to cover the NFTs as well. The NFT collection that we have is really, really awesome. It was designed by Neil frickin' Diamond Hands, and that's going to be released 2 days after launch. So launch is the 18th, 19th is the staking, and then the 20th we're going to drop the NFT collection. It's our first edition Neon Cali Kong NFTs. These are the NFTs that are going to give you tons of utility in our game. It's going to be a collection of 1,400 Those will be for sale on our NFT marketplace, and you'll be able to purchase those for zero point 0.2 BNB. And the really cool thing about those is that once you buy them on our marketplace, you're actually able to see them. It's going to display all the rarity traits, the characteristics. It'll give you the percentages on all that stuff. And then amongst the community, you're going to be able to buy and sell those, because some are going to be, obviously rarer than others. We've categorized them into 3 different levels, and you can basically post them for whatever you want. So say you buy one for 0.2 BNB, you get a really, really good rarity score. You can then go on our marketplace and you can sell that to another holder, and you're able to determine the price between that buy and sell. We don't have any control over that. We don't make anything off of it. It's just facilitated through our marketplace that they're able to do that.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff there. All right.
Let's see here. I think we covered the tokenomics. So I just want to kind of go over the taxes real quick too.
Okay.
So we have a 10% buy tax. 5% of that goes right back to the holders in the form of USDT rewards. 3% of that goes to marketing, and 2% of that is locked directly into liquidity. For our sell tax, it's at 12%. Again, 5% of that is rewarded back to the holders in the form of USDT. 3% goes into marketing. 2% of that as well is locked into liquidity. This will be updated right here. It says buyback and burn. There's not going to be a burn. We decided to just do that 1% directly dedicated to the null wallet. So that's just a straight 1% burn. And then the 1% on top of that is going to go to our charity. We're actually in the process with our lawyers of forming our own nonprofit. We're going to be doing charity beach cleanups. So we're going to be holding huge events down at the beach. We're going to start here locally in Southern California. And eventually, once we get big enough, we hope to travel and start doing these worldwide, and holding really big events, organizing barbecues. Some of our core team members are DJs. We're just going to have real big fun events out there where everyone can come out, do some good, clean that beach off the trash, and kind of give back to the community.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. And when are you looking to have your first cleanup?
We don't have a tentative date on that yet. It's actually quite harder than you would think to obtain all the permits and get everything set up. So what we're working with on our lawyers is getting all the permits set up, and then figuring out how much everything costs. And then once the charity wallet hits that amount, we will schedule and start releasing information on a date for that.
Okay, awesome. That'll work. Let's see. And you went over the tokenomics. You went over everything else. Is there anything else that you wanted to go over before we open the floor up for community questions?
Just that the whole team is we're KYC'd. We're completely doxed. Like I said, we have the LLC going. We got our contracts audited by NFT, which we got an incredibly high score of 91 on. So that's really something that we're proud of. And we're also going to be, right after launch, we're going to be completing the KYC and audit again through CertiK. So that will be coming up soon right after launch as well.
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
I think that pretty much covers everything. We kind of touch on our marketing stuff too. We have a ton of big marketing plan too for launch. We're going to be running pink cell trending. We're going to be running on Dex tools. We'll be on the hot trending pair there for the first entire week after launch. We're going to be fast track CMC listed, so we will be on CMC within 24 to 48 hours. And we are also going to be doing some CMC trending, which I'm not sure how familiar with that you guys are, but that's huge. So we're going to have a ton of volume. This project's literally going to be insane. I recommend getting ready at the pre-sale because it's going to fill in seconds.
Okay. And before we open it up to the community real quick, what's the soft cap, hard cap, minimum and maximum contribution for the pre-sale?
For the pre-sale?
Yes.
On the pre-sale, the minimum contribution is 0.1 BNB, and the maximum is 4 BNB, and the hard cap is 454.
454. Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
And that's our estimations is that fills in 5 to 7 seconds.
Big Prez, you are allowed to speak. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Big Prez. I'll give you a brief moment to do so.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
How you doing, man? Go ahead.
Okay, I really want to say thank you for this opportunity to ask my question. Yeah, you guys
no
people
problem.
have a really amazing project. Yeah, so
Thank
I
you.
was wondering, will NFT just be on your marketplace or will it be on general marketplace like OpenSea? And what would be the floor price to acquire your NFT? And will people who hold your NFT earn reward USSDT, or will it just people who hold your token?
So for the NFTs will be sold exclusively on our marketplace. Here, I'll actually share the screen right now with you to show you. This is kind of a sneak peek of what our marketplace and DApp is going to look like. So this is the marketplace you're seeing right here, where you'll be able to buy and sell between each other once you're purchased. Then if you see below that, we have a mystery vault. The mystery vault portion, this isn't what it's going to finally look like, but just to give you an idea. So you'll come here, you'll select how many NFTs you want. You can purchase up to 20 per transaction, and each NFT will be sold for 0.2 BNB. Now, once you purchase the NFTs and receive them, you will be able to go back up to the NFT marketplace, and then you will actually be able to see the NFT just like this here in the marketplace. And as you can see there, it displays the full breakdown of your rarity score, all the different characteristics, background, skins, eyes, ears, eyebrows, sunglasses, and we'll let you know exactly why it has the rarity score that it has. We've color coded those into 3 different sections. As you can see, there's like the green glow around them, the blue, and the yellow. So those will give you an idea of how rare it is. And then this will give you the actual full explanation. And to answer your other question, no, they will be for sale exclusively on our marketplace.
Awesome. Great question. Last Compachi, you.
Rocket. Hello, man. Robert, I think we have talked before, and just
I
now,
recognize your name.
yeah, man. I love the white paper, man. I think it's something that has come up new, and but just reading the white paper again, it keeps the vibes that I'm in California somewhere, and the trees and everything. It's superb. White paper is superb, just superb.
Thank you.
Okay, something just you said about the charity stuff that this thing that will be happening on beach cleanups that will be limited to West Coast for now. So how does that work? Like for charity, if I just since I'm in South Coast in California, and but can I just call up, make a call, or that is voluntary? If I want to be a participant of that, I want to help with the cleanup and all that. So how does that work? If I want to be a member, like
so
you have
the
community can.
way that we're gonna be organizing those is going to be all throughout our community. That will be fully broadcast through our Telegrams, through our Twitters, through our Reddits, Discord. Once we get a date locked in, we're going to give plenty of notice. We're going to start pushing out, flyers, promos. We'll be doing AMAs about it within our group. There'll be plenty of notice for everybody. That's what we're going to get all that organized. If there's any volunteers, anyone else that wants to come, all the location, times, and dates will be announced plenty of time in advance. And everyone is welcome to come join those. We really want as many people to come join those as possible. So absolutely, man, you could definitely be a part of that.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Compachi. Always ask good questions. Francis Nani, you are allowed to speak. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, Robert. Hi, Rocket. Hi, everyone.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. I'm fine. About my question is gonna be it's gonna be considered as both a question and a suggestion. Is there gonna be a kind of in-game chat system where gamers can kind of chat with themselves and have fun with while playing the game?
That's a great question. And yes, absolutely. That is something that we are looking at so that we have a social portion of it in there so that there's a chat and you're able to communicate with each other while you're in there. That's 100% something that we're looking at implementing into the game. That's a great question.
Yeah, great question. And that'll make it a lot more fun to play the game when you're going against people. You know, you like to talk trash when you're beating somebody.
Yep. It's something we are planning on adding. It will be in one of the further releases, especially with iOS, because once you have chat integrated on iOS, I don't know if anyone's familiar with going through the approval process for the App Store, but it's absolutely strenuous. So that is 100% something that will be implemented. It's just a matter of getting all of the safeguards in place that they require for that. Because once you have open chat, they require you to have like a ban feature, a report feature. So there's a lot of other things that we have to build into the back end, but it will be in there once we get to that point. And that is 100% something that we want to have in there.
Awesome. Let's go with Mindy. Mindy, you are allowed to speak. Mindy, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Mindy, I'll give you a brief moment. All right, let's go with Edit Daniels. Edit Daniels, you are allowed to speak. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. I'll give you a brief moment to unmute yourself, and then we'll move on to 24/7 Chill. All right, let's go with 24/7. 24/7, you are allowed to speak. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah. Good evening, Rocket. How's everyone doing?
We're doing fine. How are you?
I have those two questions for Robert. The first one is about your NFT marketplace. You talked about we being able to sell our NFTs in your marketplace. I want to know if your marketplace could also feature other NFTs apart from yours. And then the second question would be about the in-game use of your NFTs. Are they going to kind of depend on the particular NFT you mint, or all of them are going to perform the same function on the game? Thank you.
That's a great question. So initially, just to start at launch, it will be only our NFT collection. We have spoke as a team. We are actually going to be doing future NFT collections as well, but we have actually been discussing the potential to opening it up even further and maybe looking for some collaborators that are NFT designers to post on there as well. So that's something that is kind of in the pipeline to be considered right now. As far as the in-game utility on our NFTs, we're working with the developers right now. Now, all of the NFTs from this first collection will give you the same utility in there. So yes, to that question, what we are looking at is if we can get some sort of individuality of that NFT, or maybe the NFT that you hold, if it will give you the ability to have those skins in game. So that's something that we're working on right now to see basically the functionality of what that would look like. So it's kind of hard to give a definite answer on that, but you will definitely get access to all the different utilities that the NFT offers.
Great question. See Mindy back. Mindy, you are allowed to speak. You can unmute yourself now and ask your question.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. The telegram dropped me while I was trying to speak. Okay, quickly, there's this question I always like to ask in every staking project. You know, most projects, they only audit the token contract without auditing this staking contract. So I want to know, is the staking contract also audited too? Because to make sure that investors' funds are safe, is the staking contract audited also?
The staking contract is going to be the audit that will be done by CertiK. We felt that that was the more important contract, as you say. So the initial token contract was done by Interfi, and the staking contract is the audit that will be done by CertiK. We felt that that was more important to get the kind of the big boy audit on. So that's the one that we're going to have done by CertiK.
Okay, awesome. Great question as well. Great question. Edit Daniels, you are allowed to speak. you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Edit Daniels, I'll give you a brief moment.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. My question is, I want to know what is the major problems that the team of SoCal Token had been facing? How was it solved, and how fast can they attend to problems that may tend to affect the success of the project in the future?
So let me make sure. So that was what problems are we facing right now? Was that the question?
Yeah, like what problems are you guys currently facing, and what strategies have you adopted to solve it, and how fast can you attend to problems that may tend to affect the project, the success of the project in the future?
Absolutely. That's a great question. Luckily, we actually put in a lot of planning into this project. We did extensive research before choosing the development teams that we did on everything that we worked with. And fingers crossed, knock on wood, we have not really had any major problems. But I can share with you that Daniel is, his real life job, he is a construction project manager. He manages over multi-million dollar projects. I've had 4 successful businesses myself in the past. So we have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to dealing with businesses. And obviously, in any business problem comes up, we're very able and willing to adapt to those. And like I said, just our work ethic, man. Like, I sleep 4 hours a night. I probably work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week on this project. And our dedication, drive, and desire is what will take this to the next level.
Great question. Next, we have Quincy. Quincy, you are allowed to speak. You can mute yourself and ask your question. Quincy, I'll give you a few moments, and then we'll move to LFC. Hello.
My question is, 400 BNB was gotten from private, right? Private sale.
Correct. 429 to be exact.
Okay. Is it vested?
Is the private sale vested?
Yeah.
You mean the token holders?
Yeah.
No, there's no vesting period for the token holders. The only tokens that were vested are the team tokens. All team tokens are vested for 90 days.
Okay. Then how long is your liquidity locked?
The liquidity? The
Yeah.
liquidity is locked for 365 days.
Okay. That's a year.
Yeah, 1 year.
Okay. That's great.
Absolutely. And we also, another thing I wanted to touch on too, so 51% of the liquidity from the presale, obviously, or 51% of the proceeds from the presale goes straight to liquidity. We selected the option to pay Pink Sale the 5% in BNB so that they did not have any tokens that could be dumped. And what we plan on doing with the other 49% of that presale is injecting that into liquidity as well. So we plan on pretty much putting 100% of the presale into liquidity. What we're going to do is we're going to wait until any kind of moments there's any dips, and we're going to use that to stabilize the chart over the first week.
Great question, and it's a good thing that you all are doing that. A lot of times people use those funds for marketing or development, but the fact that you are using that.
We had enough funds that we had raised from private to take care of all that, so we really wanted to dedicate all of that pre-sale for the most part to liquidity, to keeping the chart balanced and keeping the project stable.
Yeah, that's very important. Glad that you all are doing that. Albert Einstein, you are able to speak. Albert, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Albert Einstein.
All right. Thank you so much, Rocket, for the opportunity. All right. So I'll make my question really brief and.
Hey, Albert, go ahead.
Albert, we lost you there, buddy.
Yeah. Sorry, I was having some network issues. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
we can hear you.
Okay, so my question is
Uh-oh.
Some more network issues, Albert.
Right.
How about you?
Right when we came
Go
to the
ahead
question.
yeah, right when we was coming to the question. Albert, if you want to send me a DM real quick, I can ask that question on your behalf. That
Yeah,
way we can
absolutely.
get another question in because
And just
we're nearing the end of the
to
AMA.
let
What were you going to
everybody
say, Rob?
know, I turned on my camera so you guys know, fully docs. So I am. Same picture on the website. Like I said, we're all about transparency and honesty.
Awesome. You just wanted to show your hat.
Oh, the SD hat.
Yeah. Awesome.
San
So
Diego, baby.
yeah, man, you awesome. So we have enough time for maybe one, maybe two more questions. I'll go with Joseph Lisa. Had his hand raised for quite some time. Joseph Lisa, you are able to speak. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. I'll give you a brief moment to do so. And then we must move on. All right, let's go with LFC. LFC, you are able to speak. Sounds like Telegram is having some major issues. LFC, can you hear us okay? All right, I'll try Joseph Lisa one more time. Joseph Lisa.
Yeah, good day. I want to
Hello.
ask, I saw from your website that $10 billion token will be burned. So I want to ask, when will this happen? Is this after the launch or before the launch?
I'm having a hard time hearing anybody. Did you catch that, Rocket?
No, I had a hard time hearing them as well. Joseph, could you try and repeat that question for us, please?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
I said from your website, it is indicated there that 10 billion out of your token will be burned. So I want
correct.
to ask, it is after the launch or before the launch?
This will be after the launch. I kind of covered that. It will be done manually. Maybe every week or so, we're going to be hosting burn events, which we'll be doing live in the community, where we burn 2.5 billion tokens at a time. So there will be 5 different events. I'm sorry, 4 different events. We haven't decided yet whether we're going to do it weekly or every other week, but for sure within the first 2 months, we're going to be hosting 4 different events where we burn a total of 2.5 billion tokens. But it will definitely 100% be after launch.
Awesome. Great question. We'll unmute Albert Einstein to see if we can hear him now. And I have one question that's coming from someone else.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry. Telegram keeps kicking me out. And
No problem.
Okay, so my question is about the game. Basically, we know not all gamers are crypto inclined. Not all gamers are used to play to earn and all. So how are you going to integrate this set of gamers? How are you going to reach out to them and get them to play your game and probably earn as well?
That's a great question. Thank you for that. That was kind of our whole reason for wanting doing it the way that we're doing it, like the 16-bit old school. Like a lot of people can relate to that. You know, a lot of people love that look, and I think that will pull a lot of people to the game that maybe aren't even crypto enthusiasts, and that might be that bridge that gaps people from that are just gamers to the crypto world. So we think that it's gonna provide us an opportunity to reach out and touch a lot of people who may be just in the gaming industry that have not yet, looked into crypto or been a part of crypto. And through that bridge, we hope to bring on new investors that are first-time crypto investors. And then through our project, they can take part in the crypto education classes. We're always available as well. We have our VC open 24 hours a day in our Telegram group. Daniel and I, the rest of the team, we're always there to answer questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I'd rather spend 30 minutes sitting there, educating somebody that has questions than having them go on uneducated. So we're always fully available for our community, and we're there to help and ask and answer any question that you guys have at any time.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. This question was sent from LFC. This will be the last question. It's in two parts. Is the NFT staking allowed, or is it staking only for the token? And the second part of the question is, since the game hasn't launched, is there a beta registration for early adopters?
So on the first question, no, as of now, there's not NFT staking. As I kind of touched on earlier, I don't want to give a hard date and say like, hey, we're going to have that in 2 weeks, and then have there be things come up in the development. What I can say is that we will provide continual updates as we receive them from the game developers. So it's not going to be like, oh, every 2 weeks you guys get an update. If I talk to our game devs and teams today and they have an update for me, then we'll hop on our VC that we keep 24/7 open, and we'll pin messages and let the community know. So as we receive information on the progress of that, we will keep the community 100% up to date on that, so that you guys are fully aware of what's going on and where we stand.
Okay, awesome. And real quick on the other question that he had, is there beta registration for early adopters?
Not at this point, but as soon as we definitely will need beta testers. So as soon as we get to that point, we will absolutely be releasing that within the community, and anyone that's interested in doing that will be a great help.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming here. Community members, if you have any further questions, make sure you head over to the Telegram group. Make sure you check out the website, read the white paper, go through the pinned messages so that you're up to date with the latest news. And if you have any further questions after that, just ask in the Telegram group. I'm pretty sure one of the team members, moderators, or admins will be there to assist you and answer your question. Before we close this out, Robert, is there anything else you'd like to say to the community before we let you
go? First and foremost, I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to come and hear this presentation. I hope I was able to answer any questions you have. I just want to touch on the fact that, this team, I believe, is 1 in a million. We're very unique. We're going to bring something special to this space. This project is going to be something special. So I hope all of you guys were able to come over to our group and join us and enjoy this ride with us. Were you guys giving any whitelists away in this AMA, Rocket?
I believe so. Brett handles that. I'm sending him a list of people who ask questions so that they could, so that he can get that. So I sent him the list already, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be reaching out to you guys.
Send us the wallets and we'll get them added.
Okay, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you coming and choosing RugFreeHouse. We really do appreciate that. We like to say have a good day, and we wish you the best success on your project.
Awesome, Rocket. Thank you, man. Amazing community you guys got here. Much respect from us.
All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right, you too. Bye.